Hello there, lads, ladies, others, dogs, other kin, sentient and non-sentient beings. I hope you've been having a great day. Today we are going to be hatching a new legendary, and it is, of course, as you can probably predict, the scrumptious looking peach dragon, which we got out of the ancient chest a few days ago now. So this apple looking peach dragon right here is, of course, the chest legendary, and lots of people want to get their hands on this dragon because it is part of the Iosghar Rising collection. So little Peachy here is a legendary void and plant dragon. Is that good for a team? Well, these days we've got ancients and divines running around, so not really. But, you know, it gives us dragon collector points, and again, it is part of this Iosghar Rising collection, so now all that we need is Orange Wing and Ox, and then we'll get our hands on this new ancient dragon. So there's still a lot of work to be done. Anywho, the ancient jungles of Dragonlandia were full of luscious fruits far bigger than the kinds our dragons love today. In fact, some may have evolved into dragons themselves, like this sweet peach dragon. That's kind of scary. Can you imagine if you were like eating fruit and then suddenly it just makes a little noise like beep, 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 and it turns out it's just this peach dragon? I guess it's kind of like eating eggs. Like, it's really, really a close call because, you know, when you're eating eggs, it could have been a little baby bird. So I guess, you know, vegans do have a point there. If we truly go on that line of thinking, it can be quite complicated. Anyway, I'm gonna feed up this little baby peach into his luscious, scrumptious adult form. Yes, get that chunky peach in here. So little Susu, of course, is going to give us that bonus DCP, get us close to some additional gems, Pinata and Moth, and, you know, a cute little looking dragon. I do like the dragons that have basically inbuilt eyeliner. I guess that's eyeliner, it wouldn't count as an eyebrow. Or eyelashes, no, it wouldn't count as eyelashes. See, I always ask the important questions in DML. Is it eyelashes or is it eyeliner? Very, very important. But you can sit in there with little Champion as he does his thing with his little night dragon on his back. And along with Peach, we do have the other chest dragon, which is actually another new dragon for me. Little Bionic here, who is an epic with plant, metal, and earth. Because he was available during, I believe it was the metal ancient event last time. But I was not around for it. So this is actually a new dragon for me. Somehow. But it is. That seems to be happening a lot lately. Anyway, the Bionic Dragon is the perfect synthesis between organics and technology, to the point where this trainer can't quite tell if it's more dragon or more machine. Again, the peach. Is it more peach or is it more dragon? I feel like we've had two fusion dragons today, and Bionic's nose is big. I know that was kind of random, but I don't know, what is it with these dragons sometimes? It's just, like, it has one particular feature that my mind just goes to, and it's like, why is your nose so big? Not that there's any problem with that. You can have a big nose, and you can be as beautiful as you want to be. But look at that schnosy. It's a weird shape, too. That is a weird-ass nose. I hope that you can smell adequately with that, my friend. It's like they've given him an inbuilt Joker smile, even though he's a machine dragon. Well, is he actually a killer side? Okay, I'm leaving. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna say it. I'm not even gonna go there. I'm leaving before the thought even crosses my mind that may be a killer cyborg. Anyway, those are the new dragons that I wanted to get out of the way at the moment. Of course, this week, rather than us really, really heavily grinding the dungeon, it is mainly boss challenge week, which does mean just logging in every 2 hours and doing sets of fights for a few extra leaf stones and tickets every now and then. But you don't really get a whole lot of rewards. The main reason for doing this is, of course, to get little splotchy, but I've already got splotchy, so don't really care too much. Aside from that, we've got the Breeding Blitz event, which includes Xuanzang and Orange Wing to breed Bonsai. And thank goodness I have Bonsai, because this is a terribly timed breeding blitz. Again, with these breeding blitz events during these ancient events, like, most people that have been playing the event properly do not have Orange Wing yet. So this is a really heavy money pushing breeding blitz, and I'm glad that I don't have to take part in it, to be honest with you. Of course we've got clan stuff, but that's lots of people end up ignoring that anyway. I can't wait for the next Sizzle map, actually. I'm curious to see what the next scaling difficulty is going to be. Are we going to run into any legendary plus rare dragons? Ooh, we got some bonus gemmies. That's what I like to see, game. Give me more of those gems. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm actually going to leave 3 of those open for clan quests when I can be bothered to do them. So if we go back, do we have any clan quests really to do? You know, I mainly just do clan stuff because I feel bad when I don't do it. But I don't really care all that much. Like, look at that, I ended up doing an uncommon recipe by accident. I must have done that when I was tired this morning, but anyway, you know, we've got the clan stuff ongoing. And even though it's not a super heavy dungeon grind week, because, you know, it's not offering divine tickets, still, you still have reasons to grind dungeon, because, you know, lots of people still need to clear out that dungeon island, and lots of people have been putting that off a long time. Lots of people being me, by the way. But yeah, we've got lots of bonuses, and plus in the dungeon shop you get lots of cool stuff. You get dragon pieces, you get relics. No matter what your player level is, you're always pretty much going to get something of value out of the dungeon every now and then. Even if you can't get super long runs because you don't have a healer, as long as you're logging in every 6 hours and at least getting about 20 KOs, you'll still get some decent stuff out of the dungeon. That's why they make the beginning of the dungeon quite cheap, so that no matter how crappy your team is for it, you can at least get something. And that I appreciate. I don't appreciate just how much they have buffed the dungeon. I understand why they may have tried to do it, but the problem that we're encountering with the dungeon now is that it seems like it's infinitely scaling. So before, when we used to get KO counts, the dragons used to have a distinct level cap. But now it seems that whenever we go to a higher KO bonus, the enemies are scaling with it, which sort of defeats the point of having a KO bonus. So why would it scale up? Is it truly a bonus if we're actually seeing more deficits for it? Actually, by upgrading? I don't know. I think it's still something that we've got to take some time with and try out the new dungeon with the way that it is. But I've seen a lot of negative responses thus far. And I can understand, especially if you are one of those free-to-play players that spent all that time. So you have, yeah, I need to bless. But if you're one of those people that spent all that time making up a dungeon team just so that you could try and grind tickets for 7 hours a day, and now it's basically been taken away, I understand. I understand a couple of people's issues with that. But maybe if we keep trying things out, maybe we'll come across another way to make endless dungeon runs possible. Because that was always my complaint about the bottomless dungeon. It was the fact that it's called bottomless dungeon, yet it wasn't bottomless. It was like there was always a distinct cap because you're always going to end up failing. And finally we got to a stage where it was truly a bottomless, endless dungeon. And I actually really enjoyed it in that way. So I hope that we can, you know, or Game Loft in the next couple of weeks, this one included, can sort of work on it so that when the final dungeon does come in for this ancient event, we can have a dungeon that is fair and does stop all of the unwanted things that have been happening. But, you know, it doesn't change the fact that dungeon is still a great place to get lots of bonuses, and when there's not a whole lot else really going on in game, this is a good way to spend your time, at least 10-20 minutes if you've got a decent team for it, because, you know, even though these enemies do keep scaling, we can still keep going on a dungeon run for 10-20 minutes sometimes. But then eventually we do tend to run into a dragon that we just can't knock out fast enough, and then the team goes kaput. That's been my experience so far. But I would be at a much higher KO count if I'd been super dedicated this week. But, you know, it's still only Thursday. There's still a few more days left of this dungeon, so I'm not too worried. I will continue to hopefully open up the purple chest. Actually, you know what? I should probably... Ah! The superhero! Oh no! Oh no! Any energy dragon scares me eternally. Did I bless last turn, or did I not? I don't remember, so I have to bless again. This always happens. This always happens. I just don't pay attention. Yeah, I should have shielded that turn. But, you know, better to be safe than very sorry. Except sometimes if you do that in this dungeon, you will just die. Which is why you really should pay attention, but when I'm busy talking and complaining, I find it difficult to focus on 20 things at once sometimes. So, I apologise. Anyway, I'm gonna bless so that then when I do eventually come back to this run, I don't screw it up, but I'm gonna click the leave and continue later button, and then we are gonna go and open this purple chest. What do we get? Oh, hell yes! That's a lucky purple. That's a lucky purple. I needed this dragon. Nice! Well, there you go. That's basically my dungeon done, air quotes, for this week. Whew, I'm happy. I did actually get Snow Sport before, but it was on the other account. But I'm happy to finally get him. I've always liked his colour combination. I do like dragons with this body style. So I'm actually really happy with that. You know, game, you've been nice to me this week. Dungeon has been semi-kind to me, so I don't have a lot of complaints. Which is abnormal for me. Anyway, I'm going to pop him into that hatchery, and then in just under a day he will be available, and we can hatch our second Snow Sport on here. But again, now that I've got Snow Sport, this does mean that essentially I can just grind out things as much as I want. So I did skip a lot of the early chests. I am going to open one really cheap blue chest while we're here. And now, basically, I'm just going to be taking all of the dungeon goodies, because I am lacking in them, because I did buy the pieces of realm, so we'll have another legendary soon. And, you know, if I wanted to buy the extra 2 relics of hatching I'm missing, I could buy those. And then, again, main goal is clearing out this entire dungeon island, which is very expensive. Well, I say expensive, it's dungeon currency, so it's not like we're spending gems. But, you know, I would say that was quite successful for such a short period of grind. So, you know, it can happen sometimes. It's just like with these ancient chests. Let's just open 10 chests while we're here, just for the sake of it. We'll go 10 chests. What do we get? 1 ancient piece. Great. But it's just like these chests. Technically, any chest, it could be the chest that gives you 500 pieces of Iosghar, or the legend, or I don't know, if you were really desperate for Northern, maybe you'll get a full piece of Northern. So I don't think there's any reason to just give up on the event before you've actually played it. But, you know, it depends on how much time you've got available, what you're willing to invest, and just don't bank on it being a 500. Because most of them will be timed 1 pieces, so you have to grind out and do those dungeon weeks and all of that, and slowly build up the pieces, usually. Because most people aren't going to be so lucky with those huge pieces. And same with the Dragon Board. You know, most people that get Punwin are not going to get him through pieces. They're going to get him through purple chests opened. But some people will get him through pieces. But you shouldn't bank on you getting him through pieces. You should bank on getting him through the guaranteed chest. But to do that, you've got to be logging in all the time, without fail. And so far, I haven't missed a reset. So in like a week and a half event, that's not too bad. That's a week and a half that I have been 100% here, 100% not quite queer, but we are making steady progress. So let's hope for at least something out of this event. Just a Johan at least would be great. Having a Punwin as well would be fantastic. Somehow getting Iosghar in that final dungeon week would also be super based, but you know, we'll see what happens. I'm trying to be positive with things despite some disagreements on certain topics and how they were handled this month, but you know, at the end of the day, I always try and be fair to Gameloft and everything else that's happening. Oh, we're about to get a premium Sizzle chest! Ooh, spicy! I'm actually excited for that. Anyway, for now, I do wish you the best of luck, and I hope you get your own peachy dragon and all the other good stuff that you can get this month. So, have fun. I do hope that I will see you back here soon. Kissy.